What's going on, guys? My name is Matt.
That was
This
too low
is
energy. It's too low energy.
What's up, guys?
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. What's on, What's going on, guys? No, that was too much. That was too much power.
So much power.
What's going on,
guys?
Alright. Oh, wasn't as good as I thought. Jesus Christ. Alright.
I like this.
Yeah? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Mint Condition. Super happy you're here with us today. I'm Jason.
I'm Matt.
And we're so pumped. Today we're talking about understanding web design pricing because we understand this can be a very confusing position for business owners trying to figure out what route they should go and what's enough and what's not enough.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, it's a good subject because there's so many different amounts that someone can pay for a website. A lot of business owners have in their mind that a website could cost $1,000, $5,000 to make. And sure, it can. But it's, we always relate this to cars. Is your business to you a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Or is it a Honda Accord?
Yeah.
And what do you want your prospects to think of your company as? Do you want to be the Honda Accord of HVAC companies or the Honda Accord of coffee?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be the Ferrari of coffee? And it really relates in that way where if you spend a little bit more money, you will get a bigger, higher perceived value end result. Yes. Because building a website does take a lot of work.
It does. And in relating to cars, one thing to really keep in mind, because we do reference cars towards web development a lot. But there's one aspect about the two that, in my opinion, is the biggest difference, and that is that when you go buy a car and you deal with said salesman or lady, they all essentially get paid the same. If they get paid any different, it's maybe a $50 to $100 difference in what their minimum pay would be. Whereas developers are not all created equal. There's a limitation in the amount of knowledge that one has towards the next. So when you are pricing out your next build, that is something to keep in mind. Does this price reflect the amount of knowledge my developer or agency has?
Yeah, it's a good point because typically a $5,000 website is going to be handled by one developer. And let's be honest, developers are not designers.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a developer design something? They're awesome. I'm a developer, so I'm kind of dissing myself in this process, but they're not designers. Like design is this whole other thing that is amazing. And I'm just like in awe of what our designers can accomplish.
Yes.
But development is just so different. So that $5,000 site is a developer saying, I'll make you a site. You tell me exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And I'll create it.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, are you a designer? Are you a marketer? Do you know what you need to implement on your site to make it convert? Now, if you're a marketing company and you're asking a web design company to create your website, all right, you can totally do that because you can tell them what to do because you know what to do. But in most cases, business owners aren't marketers.
Right.
They don't know these things. They don't know the psychology of their buyer. But agencies do. The right agencies do. Mm-hmm. And that's why we've married I call them the big three, which is marketing conversion.
Yeah.
You got web designers or UX UI designers, and then awesome developers.
Yeah.
Put all three of those together.
You got it.
You got all of it.
You really do. And that's something also you can't do in the car world. Your salesman is not the person that built that car. They're not the person that sourced that leather. They're not the person that painted that car. They didn't do any of those things. But yet, when you buy said car, it still costs $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And it's because you're still getting all of those things. Just because you got it from one specific place doesn't take away that it had all of those elements put into it. All of those engineers made sure that the drag coefficient was at an all-time low, and your gas mileage was at an all-time high, and the painter made sure that you had just the right amount of a metallic flake You know, the salesman's not the developer, just like the salesman isn't the manufacturer, but you're still getting that end product. And if it is a Honda Fit and that costs 16 to 20 grand versus a Mercedes E-Class that costs anywhere from 60 to 80 grand, there's your difference.
So what it sounds like is in the car world, you get more when you pay more. Like you compared a Honda Fit to a Mercedes, you get more by buying the Mercedes. It doesn't matter who the salesman is, you're gonna get the same end result than the Honda Fit.
For the most part. I guess what you have to say is like, well, what am I getting more of, right? Because with a Honda Fit, you probably are getting, if not more, at least the same amount of like gas efficiency, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with a Honda Fit, you might get more space than you would in a Mercedes C-Coupe type
Wait,
thing.
you know what's cool about this analogy is, or maybe it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I always get those two confused.
Sure.
I'm not an English major. That's one of those words. The cool part is, if you have a good salesman, they're not going to just throw you into something you want, which is what you would get going to Upwork or Fiverr and being like, I want a $5,000 site. You're going to get a $5,000 site, and they're going to make you exactly what you want.
And you get that from Honda too.
And by the same token, though, is that $5,000 site going to convert? Now, if you go to another car dealership, could still be Honda, could be Mercedes, could be wherever, and you talk to a salesman who asks you the hard questions to figure out what you actually want, what you need, and what kind of driver you are, and do you have a family, and you know what's the intention behind the car in the first place? Are you wanting to show off? Are you wanting to go fast? Are you wanting to take it to the track? Are you wanting to take your family to a soccer game, take the boys out to a hunting trip, whatever? Like, it matters. So you ask those hard questions, and then a good salesman will put you in the right product.
Right.
And that's what the lower budget sites won't be able to do, because it's just one developer. Whereas you come to us or another agency, you're able to get linked up with the right team that fits your brand, because they know, the salesman knows exactly what you're looking to achieve. They know your goals, because they will ask you your goals, and they'll be able to, the team will be able to deliver upon it.
Yeah, I think about when I see, and that's actually, now that I think about it, it's been a little bit since I've seen a commercial like this, but when I see commercials that are like, you know, $199 and you get a site right out of the box, right? It's like one flat rate payment, no questions asked, I get my thing.
Yeah.
I feel when I relate back to cars, again, that same, again, like you said, it doesn't have to be Honda, but I think Honda when I think, oh yeah, this one price store, right? You're not gonna negotiate the price, you're not gonna talk to me about this, that, or the other. So I'm really coming in saying, I want a car or a site, and you say, sweet, it costs this much, and that's it. You're not asking me anything, here's the keys, thanks for the money, see you later.
Exactly. They don't know their goals. They don't know why you want that car or that site. They're just giving you what they already have. They're regurgitating it, putting different colors on it, and making it your own. Sure, it's cheap, but I mean, you're spending $199 to make zero. Let's be honest. Would you rather spend $199 or $5,000 to make zero, or spend $50,000 or $60,000 and make $150,000?
Yeah, I know what I prefer.
Yeah, because the sites that we build are built around marketing and conversion.
Yes.
It's not about making something beautiful. Yes, our sites are beautiful, but it's not about that. It's about bringing out your company's culture, your brand, making sure that the people that we attract on your website are attracted to the website.
Yes.
And they want to use it, and and the website brings them through that user journey so that they're educated and can finally purchase or become a lead or whatever your goal is for the site.
For all the listeners that are understanding or already understood this concept, but yet maybe they still don't have an idea of what they want to spend, what their budget is.
Sure.
How do I, as that business owner, go into this engagement with an educated idea of what it is that I'm looking to spend and what it is that I'm looking to get out of that?
Sure. So I'd like to flip some of that language, because the idea of spending sounds like you're expending the money. It's not turning into anything.
Okay.
I'm buying a Coke. Well, that dollar is gone. I have a Coke.
True.
It's gone. You know, this is about investing
Yes.
into your business.
Yes.
So you're spending money and you're going to invest that money to make more money.
Yes.
That's the goal, right?
Yes.
So the question becomes, what am I going to get when I invest this amount of money into my business? How much am I going to have to invest? Websites take a lot of time. They take a lot of energy. They take a lot of manpower to do it right. Like I said, the $5,000 sites dealt with by one developer.
Yeah.
So you only have one developer to pay. And you're only getting one developer's worth of knowledge. You're getting one developer's worth of deliverable. And if what you're asking for is outside of their wheelhouse, you're not going to get what you want. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, I guess it comes down to what goes into building a website. It starts off in sales, really. It's like, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? Where are you at now? Where do you want to go in a year from now, 3 years, 5, 10? Like, where's this thing going? Because then we need to build the foundation so that it can handle that scale, that growth.
Right.
And maybe your platform already handles that growth, right? So that's all to be figured out. And if it can handle it and all we're doing is adding on to that, that's great. If you don't have that and we need to build the foundation, we can. But those are two different engagements.
Yes.
So it really depends on where you're at right now and what your goals are. So, a company making $1,000 a month and wanting to double that to $2,000, that's way different engagement than a company making $100,000 a month wanting to bring it to 10 million. Way different. Or 1 million. We could bring it to most businesses. So $1 million a month or $100,000 a month.
Okay.
So it really depends on how big of the build is. But going into the build, you have figuring out what the goals are, where we're going, what we're going to do. We're going to architect the plan based off what you're looking to achieve. We'll give you our insight. We're not just going to be the yes men that do anything, our clients ask us to. We're the conversion experts. We're the website experts. We will tell you what we feel works well because we've done it. We've done it all for tons of different industries. So once we're agreeable, then we will design it, which takes time. It takes about a month and a half to design a whole website and all the flow and get all the approvals and whatnot. Then we have to start developing it, which is building the foundation and then building all the pages. That takes a couple months. Depending on the build out, e-com sites take a little bit longer.
Sure.
Membership sites also take a little bit longer because there's more information there, more technical stuff.
Right.
So websites do take quite a bit of time to create, to basically strategize.
Okay.
Design, create, and then deploy.
Okay. You actually touched on a couple of things. So I do have a question for you, but before I get into that, I think that one of the basics that I just want to get across to our listeners is literally what will you need, right? Because you might already have something going, but maybe you don't pay attention to that. Maybe you delegate this to somebody, or maybe you have nothing and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, I know that I need a website, but what goes into that and what do I need or who do I need to find and pay? And I'll just give those to you really quick. You're gonna need a marketer, a marketing agency. You're gonna need a designer or a design agency, and you're gonna need a web developer or a web development agency. The reason that a lot of people work with us here at Mintun Media is not just because of our speed and deliverables and quality, but it's because you can do all of those things under one roof. I don't know anybody that I can think of that has their family using both AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile for their whole family, right? That's 3 different bills and it makes no sense. And also, how many benefits are you missing out in trying to go with all 3? How many savings are you missing out on with trying to go with all 3? I don't know anybody that has fiber and Comcast. I don't know anybody that has any kind of service-based or product-based thing where there's multiple competitors where they're like, yeah, I'll take one of each. It just doesn't make sense. It's just consolidate your bills. But that being said, one question that I really have for you, for our listeners, is what are those milestones or benchmarks in prices? So like, if I have an idea of where I want to be right now, if I'm getting furniture, if I know I want to go low budget, not burning up my pockets, then I know I might drop by IKEA.
Sure, sure.
I have that price mark is going to be somewhere between 20 and $100 for whatever little piece of furniture I'm looking for.
Yeah.
What are the benchmarks when it comes to web development?
Yeah, so I mean, this can just vary so widely, but we alluded to the idea of this $199 website where you pay that one-time fee. You probably pay monthly as well on the end of that. And you get just a very basic site.
Yeah.
That's something you would have to develop. So you have to take your own time and do that and whatnot.
Okay.
Then there's, you hire someone off Upwork. That's somewhere from, let's just say, if you go overseas, $500, all the way up to $5,000 or $10,000.
Okay.
And then that's more entry level. Like I kind of look at this as like, Upwork's kind of like where developers and designers and these professionals aren't really professionals yet. They're testing the waters of freelancing, freelancery. I don't know if that's a word.
Hey, I like it.
I like it though.
Freelancery.
They're trying this out. They're seeing how it goes, and they're really learning. They're like out there. They got out of school. They're learning how to have clients.
Right.
And then and that's why they're so much cheaper. It's like, do you really want someone learning on you on your website? It's like we don't even have our salespeople learning with prospects. We have them role playing with internal people on the team to learn, but so they can be professionals out on the road.
Right. Right.
So I always say that, like, do you want someone that's just learning to work on your site, or do you want a professional to come in and work on it?
True.
So Upwork, Fiverr, there's some good people on there, but that's typically one-offs that are like one-off developer, designer. You have to pay them separately, $5,000, $10,000 engagement.
Okay.
Then you can go to like the mid-tier agency. They got multiple people, but they might not have any, they don't have any development knowledge actually. They use plugins and they use templates and all that stuff. They still are, they're good. They do what they got to do, but they're not about efficiency. They're really about end result. Let's get someone into a website. Let's get it launched. And let's let it look good, but there's no marketing in it because they're just I wouldn't even call them developers. They're just like admins.
Yeah.
Because they know how to pull these things together.
Sure.
Like plugins and themes together to get the end result you're looking for, but they're not building it for your business. They're just putting tools together and putting them in. Yeah, just moderating it, and they're not applying any marketing strategy to it or anything like that. Then you go, and those sites are like 10 to 30 or 40,000. They can range, and then you go with the big players like Mintun Media, and there's a few others out there that have everyone under one roof. The employees are all top notch, they're trained up every day. We have everyday training for everybody,
right? And
they're always pushing the bar with everything they do. We send them to seminars. They're always learning. That's what our environment's all about,
right.
And then you're going to get a whole team to your project, not just one developer, not just an admin that can pull things together, but a team of people who are willing and excited to get your business to hit its goals, your goals.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. And those websites range from about 50 to 100,000.
Yeah.
And then what's great is then you get the agencies that have everything under one roof. So you could have the same agency that does the design, the development, and the architecture stuff. We haven't really talked about that, but that is a big aspect of it.
Okay.
Doing marketing. I don't remember if I mentioned that already, but marketing as well. And that's all under one roof. And then let's say, because you're going to realize how much you can accomplish. You're like, oh man, I could do it all, right? Because that's exciting. And then that gets the juices flowing.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, I want a mobile app. Well, guess what? We do that as well.
Right.
And we have the best developers doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So not only can you get all that done and it be markety, you also can bring in a mobile app and deploy that as well. And it would all interface. Right. Whereas your example before, designer, separate, developer, marketing, separate. And marketing might be social marketing, so organic, and then you might have an ads agency, and then you have a mobile app developer. So it's 5 different companies.
Right.
Each one's probably going to charge you for that one build, probably 10 grand or 15.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So this is what I mean when I say, consolidate the whole thing. Make it so that you don't have to make 5 different phone calls to get one basic idea.
Yeah, how much is your time worth? That's
1,000%.
really what it's about.
Yeah.
And then if you're wanting to save money and go overseas, I mean, again, how much is your time worth? Do you want to wake up at 3 a.m. and make those calls? I've done it years and years ago. It just doesn't make sense. Your time is worth a lot more than that. And I'll tell you, your time's worth way more working on your business, growing it. Let the professionals build it up and bring your vision into reality. You focus on growing it even further, because that's really what this is about. Like, that's what we do. We enjoy doing that.
Yes, 1,000%. And it doesn't matter if you're not the specific person that has to wake up at 3 a.m. to make that call. If you delegated that out to somebody and thought, I got out of that. Yeah, they're still living it. And you can save them. You can save you. You can save everything.
Well, they're still paying them hourly, so
they are.
By getting rid of that aspect, they actually just bought that guy or gal more time to focus on other stuff.
Yeah, this is what I mean. You could be doing so much more, and here we are at the end of 2022. Granted, it's not December, but we're in the last quarter, and since web development typically takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months, now would be the time to act on anything that you're thinking on acting, whether that's sprucing something up or launching something off. Give us a call. We want to talk about these things with you and see what your goals are and see where you want to go and see if this is a mutual fit, because I am sure we have a ton of things that we could offer you and idealize to you that you'll pick up and run with like a madman.
Yeah, and it's the perfect time because it is the end of the year. As a business, you likely have a lot of profit, let's hope. Like, that's how it should be.
Yep.
You have a lot of profit, and you're going to have to pay taxes on that profit come April.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the really great aspect of it being the end of the year, you have all that extra money left over. Throw it into something that's going to grow your business. Don't buy something stupid. Do something, invest into your business, and grow it in 2023. And that's exactly what we can do. The full thing's a write-off.
So true. So true. And we have a special surprise for you in this episode. We've done something a little differently with our environment, and if you can name the biggest change that we have on set today, I've got a special coupon code for you. Mention it in the comments. First one to get it, I'll shout it out in our next episode who that user was. But yeah, if you're building a site and you notice what it is, give us a call and I'll get you hooked up. If you don't know what the number is, that's 866-543-9988. We also have a website.
That's mintunmedia.com.
Hey, we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Mint Condition, and don't forget to hit us up on our various social links that are linked somewhere around here.
Catch you guys later.
How's that? Felt good?
Yeah.
Too short?
I like this.
Yeah?
No, that felt good.